right, another day, another Saturday here at Walmart. We about to get into some Walmart sparking. So, I want to touch on that DoorDash Chronicles that's going on TikTok right now. You know, where the young lady claimed that she was SA'd. We're going to touch on that a little bit. But before we do, I got an email from Walmart Spark saying, hey, you know, our area that we need to post up in is going to change. So we can't park close to the store anymore to get priority orders. Maybe in the next couple of months, maybe not right now, but I guarantee you in the next couple of months, they're going to have like a session roped off just for us Spark drivers to post up at. I don't know, but we'll see. Let's go shopping.
Disclaimer. This channel is for entertainment and educational purposes only. All third-party video clips, audio, and commentary fall under fair use as outlined in Section 107 of the Copyright Act, in accordance with applicable laws. The views and opinions expressed in this channel are those of the host and should not be taken as fact or professional advice, and do not necessarily reflect current views or affiliations.
All right, so we're going to jump into this situation that's going crazy viral on TikTok. A young female dasher claims that one of the customers SA'd her, sexually assaulted her. But the definition of that, if you look at the definition of it, I honestly don't believe she was. So here's everything if you've been living up under a rock as of late, right? So here's this young lady on TikTok going viral talking about she had an order that she was brought to the young man's place. The order was leave at door, right? But when she got there, she noticed that the door was open and the guy was asleep on the couch naked. Let's just say what it is, naked. Either he had his pants off, clothes off, whatever the case, but he was in his home naked, sleeping on the couch. She thought it would be a good idea to say, hey, let me turn this situation into content, but I'm going to need a narrative for that. And that narrative is, she claims, allegedly, that she was sexually assaulted. Okay, all right. So mind you, the man's door of his house was open. Lights was on, and this is everything per her. Lights was on, he's sleeping on the couch, and he's in direct line of her when she dropped off the order. Here's the twist on that though. Instead of just dropping off the order like we all supposed to, it's no contact, it's contactless. Drop off the order, go on about your business, keep it moving. She thought it was a good idea was to take a picture of the guy, either a picture or a video of the guy. And instead of saying, hey, if I felt some kind of way, let me call the police and see what the police have to say. No, she decided to upload the video because she claims that she did call the police, but the police didn't do anything. So she goes to upload the video. She goes to upload the video. And yeah, TikTok didn't take too kind of that. She felt that since the police didn't do anything, she decided to go to TikTok and see what TikTok could do. Now, of course, TikTok did do its thing, but it kind of backfired on it, I guess. Because in the midst of all of that, DoorDash deactivated her account. And of course, TikTok took the initial videos down. She sent it up there like 3 times, but TikTok took all of them down. So my question to you drivers and gig workers, right, is this sexual assault, or was it just plain old clout chasing with a little bit of overreaction? Let's talk about it.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
So drivers, here's what we know so far, right? We know that the DoorDash order was marked leave at door. We know that the customer's door was wide open with the lights on. We know now that the dasher walks up, sees the man asleep on the couch, and allegedly he's either there naked or with no pants on or no underwear on. She takes a photo and claims sexual assault and reports it to the police. The police did not pursue no charges. So she went to TikTok, upload the video to TikTok, and from there it get taken down 3 times, mind you. And DoorDash came around and deactivated her account. Now, she's still online claiming that she was sexually assaulted. But was she? Really? So let's talk facts for a minute. Let's talk about sexual assault in legal terms. And sexual assault legally involves non-consensual sexual contact or behavior that includes touching, coercing, or exposure with intent, right? So if we look at that and use that right there with this particular case right here, the man was asleep according to her, right? There was no contact according to her, right? There was no verbal interactions according to her, and no intent of him exposing himself to her. He was asleep on his couch inside his home. Now, being nude in your own home, even with the door open, isn't automatically a crime. It's weird, okay, sure, but illegal? Not unless it's intentional and meant to be seen. Now, again, per her.
Hold on.
So I did not know that the audio was chopping up bad when I was making the recording. I'm not sure what was going on. Maybe I had the window down or whatever the case, but I do want to apologize in advance for the next little bit of segment, because the audio is definitely going to get choppy. If you want, at this time, you probably might want to put it at 2 times the speed so that you can speed through that little session of choppy audio. Again, I appreciate you guys listening, and I am sorry, and I will be well aware of how I will record with the audio next time. Let's get back to the video.
This man was asleep. So if you look at it that way, where's the intent? Okay, now let's flip it and look at what she actually did and why DoorDash deactivated her, because she's upset that DoorDash deactivated her because she says that she reported the SA and DoorDash didn't do nothing about it. Well, that's not the reason why DoorDash deactivated you. Let's look at what you did. Now, what you did, your job was done when you left the order. That was the job. Leave that door. The job was done. What you did, though, you decided to go inside, Well, I don't know if you went inside, but you had to get the shot, right? So you had to get close enough to the door to look inside the door to get the shot. So technically you went in somebody's house without permission and took a picture of that person in their private domicile. Okay, the next thing you did was you uploaded it to TikTok. You uploaded it to the internet. So now you got this man's picture, this man's person on the internet without him knowing. Let's make sure we point that out, okay? Now, if you want to look at that, that's privacy invasion. And that's where you cross the line at, young lady. See, you might have felt shocked, even uncomfortable. I get it. It's weird. Now, let's say if he was wide awake and he actually came to the door fully nude, right? That might have been something different right there. But the guy, we still on the point of the guy being asleep. And the fact that you said you SA, which you wasn't. Even you being scared. But I'm going to look at that part right there, being scared, right? I don't think if you was that scared, you wouldn't have went in to get the picture and or video. So I don't think that's valid. Being violated isn't the same as being violated. See, this is where social media muddles the waters a lot. Right now, we have created a culture where discomforts gets rebranded as trauma, and trauma gets turned into content, right? And when the legal system doesn't validate that feeling for you, then boom, it is straight to TikTok, because what? The algorithm will validate your feelings, as it always do. Now listen, from my point of view, it's simple, right? The man was in his home, number one. All you was supposed to do was to leave the food and go, right? Everything after that, taking the photo, posting it, calling it assault, I think that was an overreach, an overreaction, period. And I'm not saying that you didn't feel some kind of way. Again, it's weird, but I'm not saying that you didn't feel anything. But when you take that feeling and turn it into a viral accusation, then you better be damn sure that it'll hold up, man. Because right now, you put this man future on the line by accusing him of something that he didn't do. You see what I'm coming from? Because he could easily, we don't even know about him yet, but imagine waking up the next morning, you see your food is already cold, but imagine you go on DoorDash to make an order, right? And you're banned from the app. You call up DoorDash, and of course DoorDash ain't going to give you too much of a reason, so he going to have to go in and be like, look, let me see if I can get my account reactivated. Let me see what I can do. Only to find out that you are going viral for something that you didn't even do. You didn't even see the young lady, talk to the young lady, or touch the young lady. Yet she's online throwing all these accusations on you. What do you do in that situation? Because right now, you being defamed, you being slandered, and there's a narrative about you that's out there that's going crazy. What do you do? Because right now, this young lady is ruining this man's reputation. Even though DoorDash said forget you, but now the narrative has switched on her, because now everybody is now looking at this with clean eyes, like my man Bunk says. See, if you guys keep looking at it, y'all just gonna keep seeing that same pole that's in the middle of the field. But if you go in there with clean eyes, clear eyes, then you're gonna see the grass around that pole. So now what she doing right now is kind of making it hard for real sexual assault. You're making it hard for them to be believed. So drivers, it's about how we handle discomfort in the age of content right now. See, it's more about accountability on both sides. Don't get me wrong, on both sides. But I can't see as much as the guy, because he was in his home. He was asleep. He ain't even know what was going on. But you, as a gig worker, you got to know the boundaries. You're not law enforcement. You're not a journalist. So you're there to deliver food and quite possibly keep yourself safe. And if you're on a platform like TikTok and or DoorDash, you got to draw the line between advocacy and exploitation, right? Because when everything becomes content, the truth, drivers, gets real blurry. And when you look at it, that's dangerous for all of us.
If you've ever been in a situation like this, where you felt uncomfortable on the job or saw something that made you question your safety, I want to hear from you. Send your story, lockoutmenpodcastguest@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next update. This is the Trucking Commentary Podcast, Trucking Unfiltered.